Hello and welcome back to Killer Ant Reviews. Today we are actually looking at Dragonlance, the Warriors, Volume 1, 2, and 3. This is actually kind of an interesting trilogy, just because 1 and 3 are connected. Number 2 actually didn't have really anything connected to it. It's just like its own standalone story. Well, these two have the same characters. So let's talk about the covers. I always love the Dragonlance's covers, at least most of them. That's a pretty awesome action scene. Guy coming at a dragon with a sword while the dragon's about to fire on him. This, though, not as good as the first one. Definitely shows a woman fighting this humongous octopus squid thing. And that did kind of happen in the book, too. That was actually pretty awesome. And this one, the main hero is about to stand up against someone really huge. And that's actually pretty good. First, I definitely love the cover of the first one the best. Second and third. But when it comes down to the overall reading, I definitely love the second one the most. It's basically kind of like an awesome action-adventure movie. So you see how Pirates of the Caribbean, it had characters that I can easily identify more with, a better writing style. Not that the entire series is bad, it's just number 1 and 3 kind of gets lost a little bit, which in the plot, which is kind of sad because it's just it takes forever to get to the destination. It just feels like it keeps going on and on with it, which kind of stinks because I was trying to really, really love this. Basically, 1 and 3 basically focuses on a knight who basically this is his origins and then how he becomes really one of the knights. And this is another one of his adventures where him and his ally or allies go in and try to stop some evil thing. Honestly, the evil opposition of the first and third one wasn't that good. At some points I'm like, is there a point to this? In the third one, there was actually kind of cool where it does show viewpoints of a human and a minotaur, kind of like a father and adopted son, basically kind of going from town to town. They're not supposed to be evil, but they're also not really. They have honor as well. But overall, what I really loved about 1 and 3 is the battle scenes. While the plot was a little muddled, the action scenes were absolutely awesome. Especially in the third one, where it basically had the main hero and his wife fighting off against a human who's this big guy and a minotaur, and basically hand to hand with fighting with a couple of weapons. Definitely well described. The second one is basically a half elf and her crew. The captain, which was her father, gets captured by a minotaur who's using her to capture a mythical beast. And on the way, he gives her a couple of his pets, quote unquote, because he collects rare creatures. He doesn't treat them too well, and also gives her a minotaur. The characters are well thought out there, but it definitely goes into kind of the blockbuster, almost B movie, but overall there's a lot of really good action scenes. I just ended up just liking this a lot more than the other two. And while it did have some really good action scenes, they weren't as well as the first and the third one. So, what would I give these? Definitely Knights of the Crown is a solid 6. Like I said, I wish the plot was a little bit better, but it definitely saved with some pretty good action scenes when a couple ships attack and some other battles. And the beginning was actually really interesting too, and how the guy kind of gets thrown into this quest. the second one, Macacia Carthon, solid 8.5. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite one. Like I said, it's kind of going into just like a standard blockbuster, but overall it's entertaining. It's has flaws, but love it. This one, Knights of the Sword, I'm giving it a 6.5. Not the best, but I definitely ended up, after thinking about it, I actually ended up liking it a little bit more than the first one. Overall, it's definitely not a bad series. If you like the Dragonlance series, I definitely recommend that you check this out. Even if I don't like something, I know other people would definitely love it. And it's just my opinion. And and for the two authors who made these books, Daniell, sorry if I'm mispronouncing these names, and Roland Green, I definitely always like to support authors of like any kind of fantasy, sci-fi, like authors that are not like as well known. So, like I said, also a decent series, and I'm currently working on. Actually, I have a bunch of books in the back burner right now. But until next time, this is Killer Ant.